video. What's good? What's good? Like I said, I'm out here walking the dog. You out here somewhere. Yo, saw some of the best video content that was relative in a minute. And I'm always following my man GullyTV, Jamel. Any case, I follow him, all right? Been following for years. And he be on this game. And he was chatting with my man, Mark K, who's a beast on the mic. We all know that. As a ghost writer, rhymer, all that shit. And I guess a handyman and a fixer-upper and all that cool shit. Carpenter, all that cool shit. He on this game. In any case, it's cold because Gully had him on there today, and he was straight connecting the dots. I didn't realize how deep ties that he had in L.A. And his movements. And the crazy thing is, the synchronicity is me coming from L.A., you know, growing up in Watts and Compton, and moving back to Watts, going to the west side of UCLA, spending many years out there on that side of town, out in the valley. In LA, of course, you know, doing my thing during the 90s. I got some archive photos, like my, you know, to put up, or they floating around the internet somewhere. But I always stayed low-key, fly on the wall, because I'm a track dude, and track dudes really didn't do shit. You know, I never had no reason to get, you know, caught up in nobody bullshit. But I'm always around when some shit was going down or was in the vicinity. A lot of times, by the grace of God, I got up out of there. But he was talking on some shit in that interview, boy. They had a mad conversation, boy, about some LA shit, some Atlanta shit, New York shit. Come on. Dog, he be tripping. And it was nice, because he was connecting the dots to all the bullshit. He was setting it off. So with that being said, I gotta keep my eye on that dog, I'm sorry. He was talking his shit today, though. I was like, ooh. And for a dude that been in LA, lived in Atlanta for a number of years, moved up from Atlanta to New York, was hanging around, buzzing around Atlanta in the late 90s. I moved to New York in like 98. Matter of fact, 98, 99. I spent New Year's in Atlanta, 98, crossover to 99. And then a few months after that, I moved to the Bronx for like 6 months. And then I moved to Jersey for a few years and moved back to New York, to Harlem. So I was all over the place. Shit, Newark for a minute. In the Ironbound, I stayed over there. New Jersey Railroad Ave, right there by the train station. Stayed over there in the loft. Lived on Johnson Road. Been all up in there. In any case, he was talking on some things that was like, oh, okay, some very enlightening shit. Gully, you pulled that shit off, homeboy. And I fucked around when I went back to Cali this summer. I fucked around and I ordered your book and it's sent to my P.O. box in L.A. And I fucked around and left it at my people's house. But I got your book, Gully. Any case, man, he was talking about the shop, Eric Sermon, well, not the Eric Sermon shop, the motherfucking rim shop, and the Platinum House, and all them spots. And when I was in the A, I remember all them shits. I used to go to the Platinum House religiously, and it was cool. Why you slacking, homeboy? Get up here. God, I keep my eye on this in any case. Yeah. I mean, I used to be up in the Platinum House, and folks who know, if you're in Atlanta, there's a couple spots you went to. You go to Kaya, Platinum House was popping in the 90s, right before the Olympics in 96, just popping. And I wasn't really into no strip clubs or nothing, but everybody know they was there. If you really want to get really, real nasty, you go to the hood on Metropolitan. Yeah, y'all know that. Stewart Ave. You can go to Nicky's, go hang out there, or you can go do all other posh shit. But yeah, man, just kind of floating around. I'm just kind of, he was just talking. I was like, damn, all that shit he spitting on. I remember just seeing the remnants of that shit. I saw the BMF cast was in town. And I remember all that bullshit. That shit was wild. And but yo, man, that was a hell of an interview you did today. I mean, you recorded earlier, I guess yesterday. I got a few hours ahead of you guys. I'm over here in Europe. But that shit was fire. And then he started, let motherfuckers know he was tied to. I was like, ooh. Because if people don't know, when y'all be listening to this social media shit, these little outlets, TK Kirkland, he be out there, he be spitting his game. He be knowing what's going on from coast to coast. And best believe Mark Curry damn sure do. But the information he was dropping, and I used to see TK all the time in LA. And he the homie, I got photos with my man doing this thing all over the city. In any case, man, Gully nigga, I can't wait. Excuse my language. Brother King, I can't wait till you and Mark chop it up again. Oh my God. My man was like, yo, it was beef going on before this music shit. I was like, ooh, he ain't never lying. And hey Mark, man, you gotta do that movie. I'm about to try to find some financing for y'all. Up out this way, man. Shit, this is everybody streaming. So you won't have to be begging nobody in the motherfucking States for some bread. Try to get at these Swiss folks. Let them know it's some content that's ready to get popping. But in any case, man, hey, y'all, I can't wait. I can't wait for the next interview. And I love the fact that Mark, he know when to say some things. He know when to keep it close to the chest. And that's what I respect about him. And people realize that dude he for real. And all I know, that shit was fire. I'm way over here in Europe, man. I stay plugged into the US shit. That shit y'all talked about yesterday was on point. Because I remember being, weaving in and out of all that type of shit. And y'all know, at the Platinum House, Frank Ski used to have that shit popping. The Platinum House. I used to get up in that bitch and have a great time, And I was at the Platinum House before. Slowly before Atlanta was starting to get a little grimy. Atlanta always had the little underbelly. And but just with the conversation, I was like, ooh. And a lot of shit, because I was prepping for the 96 games. So I couldn't be out all night. But I used to be in the cut. All up through the city, east side, west side, Alpharetta. All up in there. Went shit up in Alpharetta, y'all. I was living up that way back in the day. Just me and the motherfucking cows and the horses. That was it. With no trains going up to no motherfucking North Point. None of that shit. None of that shit was popping. And that's when you had to pay that toll on the 400. But yeah, man. It's a lot of game being spoken between motherfucking Too Short, Mark. Come on, this way. Hey. So I'm gonna get back with y'all later. Balloons. Here you go.